Welcome to the school of sexuality. Let's talk about our values, gender equality. Everyone has a body, but no two are the same. Respect, consent, my body is my body. Respect, consent, your body is your body. This is the school of sexuality.
Put a lime in the coconut and drink it all. Put a lime in the coconut and call them back and walk it off. Hey, do you all remember when I said sexuality class is just being a human class? Have you ever wondered how we all developed into what we are today? Well, I have some news for you. We all started off the same as this. Well, not exactly this. A human egg called an ova. An ova would actually be 1/100th of an inch. About that big. When an ova, which has its own genetic material, is fertilized with sperm, which becomes the blueprint for a whole new person, then it's called an embryo. For the first 6 weeks of our development, we all start off exactly the same. We have what is called homologous, I can pronounce it, structures. Homologous basically means similar. Think of us as a caterpillar and a chrysalis, not being able to tell what color our wings are. During this class, we will be introducing you to some hard to pronounce words. This is called scientific language. There's lots of different kinds of language we use when we talk about the body. There's scientific language with words like homologous, which pretty much means the same. There's also childhood language. That's language like pee-pee or doo-doo. And then there's street language like dick or tits. And then there's common discourse. That's language like penis or breast. It's best to try and stick with common discourse. But sometimes I just can't help but be a scientist. Here are the scientific words we use when we're talking about homologous structures, which really just means the same. We all start off with gonads, urogenital folds. These end up being the folds that we pee from, and a labioscrotal area. Last but not least, we have the genital tubercles.
Tuberless.
Depending on what genes become activated, our bodies start to develop into who we are today. The homologous structures will develop into either a penis owner's genitals, a vulva owner's genitals, or a variation of both. Although most people think that there are only two biological sexes, male and female, the reality is that biology is much more complex than that. There are several variations on biological sex because some people are born with bodies and genitals that do not appear completely male or female, but rather have features of both. A person who possesses both male and female biological traits is called intersex. The scientific words that matter when a human is starting to develop into either a vulva owner or a penis owner are chromosomes and hormones. Chromosomes are a long molecule made up of genetic material. Hormones are your body's chemical messengers. Sex hormones such as estrogen or testosterone affect sexual development or reproduction. Let's take a look at the possibilities. If an X and Y chromosome are mixed and an embryo absorbs all the required hormones, then a typical biological male genitalia will develop. The gonads will drop into testes, the genital tubercles
Tubercles.
develop into the head of the penis, And the labial scrotal area evolves into the scrotum of the penis, which is the skin that holds the balls. Let's take a closer look at the typical penis owner's anatomy and reproductive system. Most of the penis owner's reproductive system is located on the outside of the body. This includes the penis, the scrotum, and the testes. Penises come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. No one looks the same, and the fact that we are all different is what makes us normal. Just like how our eyes, ears, and noses all look different, so does the rest of our body. The penis has 3 different parts. The root. This is the part of the penis that attaches to right below the stomach. The body, or the shaft, which is the tube-like part of the penis. It's made up of sponge-like tissue that contains thousands of large spaces that fill with blood when a person is aroused and helps the penis get hard. It's important to note that there are no bones in the penis. The glans. The glans, which is also called the head of the penis, is covered with a loose layer of skin called foreskin. The skin is sometimes removed in a procedure called circumcision. There is an opening at the tip of the penis called the urethra. This is the tube that transports both semen and urine out of the body. The penis also contains many sensitive nerve endings, which make it pleasurable when it's touched. Semen is a fluid that contains sperm. It's ejaculated through the end of the penis when a person reaches sexual climax, or also called orgasm. The scrotum is a loose pouch-like sac of skin that hangs behind the penis. It holds the testicles, also called gonads. The scrotum protects your testes as well as provides a sort of climate control system. For normal sperm development, the testes must be at a temperature slightly cooler than the body temperature. Special muscles in the wall of the scrotum allow it to contract and relax, moving the testicles closer to the body for warmth and protection, or further away from the body for cooler temperatures. The testicles or testes are an oval organ about the size of a very large olive. They lie within the scrotum, secured at either end by a structure called the spermatic cord. Most men have 2 testes. The testes are responsible for making testosterone, the primary male sex hormone, and for producing sperm. Epididymis. The epididymis is a long coiled tube that rests on the backside of each testicle. It carries and stores sperm cells that are created in the testes. It's also the job of the epididymis to bring the sperm to maturity. The sperm that comes from the testes are not fully developed and not able to fertilize. The vas deferens transports fully developed sperm to the urethra in preparation for ejaculation. The urethra is a tube that carries urine from the bladder to the outside of your body. It also carries semen out of the penis during orgasm. When the penis is hard, the flow of urine is blocked from the urethra, allowing only semen to be ejaculated at orgasm. The prostate gland is a walnut-sized gland that is located below the bladder, in front of the rectum. The prostate fluid helps to nourish the sperm. Cowper's glands are pea-sized glands that produce a clear, slippery fluid that cleans the urethra before ejaculation. This is often called precum. If XX chromosomes are mixed and an embryo absorbs all the required hormones, then a vulva will develop. The gonads will turn into ovaries, the genital tubercles,
Tuberless.
develop into the glands of the clitoris, the urogenital folds become the inner lips of the vulva, and the labioscrotal area evolves into the outer lips of the vulva. Let's take a closer look at the typical vulva owner anatomy and reproductive system. The external anatomy is often called a vagina, but its real name is a vulva. The word vulva refers to everything on the outside of the body. It's important to note that the media depicts bodies in only one way, which can be misleading because our bodies are diverse and we come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and variations. So, just like penises, vulvas come in all shapes and sizes and colors, often with the lips of the vulva varying in size and length. The outer labia are the large outer lips. They enclose and protect other external reproductive organs. During puberty, hair grows on the skin of the outer labia, which also helps protect the organs from bacteria. This hair can extend into the anus and inner thighs. The inner labia. These are the small inner lips that can have a variety of sizes and shapes. They lie just inside the outer labia and surround the openings of the vagina and the urethra. The vagina is the canal that extends inside the body to the lower part of the uterus. The urethra is a tube that carries urine from the bladder to the outside of the body. And the clitoris glans is a sensitive structure that is comparable to the penis. The clitoris is covered by a fold of skin called the clitoral hood, which is similar to the foreskin at the end of the penis. Like the penis, the clitoris is very sensitive to stimulation and can become erect. You can only see a small portion of the clitoris on the outside of the body. The remainder of the clitoris extends inside the body. Think of what you see on the outside as the tip of an iceberg. Here are the internal organs of a vulva owner's reproductive system. The vagina is a canal that joins the cervix, the lower part of the uterus, to the outside of the body. Some people call this the birthing canal, as some people who have babies will push the baby out through this canal. The uterus is a hollow pear-shaped organ. The uterus is divided into two parts, the cervix, which is the lower part that opens into the vagina, and the main body of the uterus, called the corpus. The ovaries are small egg-shaped glands that are located on either side of the uterus. The ovaries produce eggs and hormones. The fallopian tubes are narrow tubes that are attached to the upper part of the uterus and serves as pathways for the egg cells to travel from the ovaries to the uterus. Fertilization of an egg by sperm normally occurs in the fallopian tubes. The fertilized eggs then move to the uterus, where it implants to the uterine lining. The clitoris extends like a wishbone beneath both sides of the outer labia. During sexual excitement, the clitoris fills with blood and becomes erect. The gland on the outside of the body becomes more visible, and the clitoral hood retracts. The clitoral body extends only 2 to 3.5 centimeters into the body. The clitoris is made up of a pair of sponge-like tissue, which will fill with blood when aroused.
So, now that we have all the information for both a penis and a vulva, what happens if an embryo absorbs additional chromosomes and hormones, or is resistant to particular hormones? Well, you get a person that's intersex. Being intersex is more common than people realize. There are many variations of intersex people, but overall, intersex individuals represent approximately 2% of the population. That is the same as the population of Russia. Intersex people are so common that it even exists in the rest of the animal kingdom. For instance, clownfish. They all start off as male, with only one female per school. If that female dies, then a male will change into a female in order to keep reproducing. This makes you really rethink Finding Nemo, because Marlin would have ended up being Nemo's mom. As you can see, there are no two humans that are exactly the same. May it be where we come from, the languages we speak, or the body that we are born with. The only thing that makes us the same is that we're all different.
Taking School of Sexuality's classes could have some side effects. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, new ideas, confusion, happiness, communication skills, urges to be yourself, self-love, better friendships, new values, excitement, confidence, compassion, discernment, sympathy, tolerance, thoughtfulness, respect, and big questions. For any questions you may have, contact us immediately.